Hi Cancer, welcome to your love reading for July 2018. This is Elizabeth from channelguidance.com. Okay, so I've already shuffled the decks and you did have one jumping card. Let me show you what it is. And you have the King of Cups. So for some of you, I feel like, yes, this could be your energy, but I also feel like this is either another Cancer, it could be a Scorpio, or a Pisces. Remember, this can be male or female, sun, moon, or rising. It can also be someone who is in the energy of a water sign. So it would be someone who's very kind of sensitive, romantic, affectionate, very loving, caring, intuitive person. I'm also going to show you what is at the bottom of the decks. At the bottom of this deck, you had another court card and you have the King of Wands. So this would be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, male or female, sun, moon, or rising, or someone in that energy. At the bottom of this deck, you have the Five of Swords. So this could have something to do with a decision. Maybe that's why you have two people, one jumped and one at the bottom of the deck. This could be a difficult decision that you have to make. Usually the Five of Swords is a message that you have to be careful because there is a right decision and then there is a decision that you will regret. Okay, so let's go ahead and put this card back and let's start with 9 cards from this deck. This is a love reading for the sign of Cancer for July 2018. The first card is the High Priestess. Love reading for the sign of Cancer for July. The Emperor. Love reading for the sign of Cancer. Two of Pentacles. Love reading for the sign of Cancer. Five of Pentacles. Love reading for the sign of Cancer. Three of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Cancer. Eight of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Cancer. Seven of Pentacles. Love reading for the sign of Cancer. Nine of Cups. And the Ten of Pentacles. What's the most important message that Cancer needs to hear for July 2018? Four of Pentacles. So this can be, resisting change, just kind of looking over the spread here. I do see some challenging cards. Nothing too bad, but for some of you it could be that, it's time for movement or change in your love life. This could be resisting change, but this can also be your partner. So I'm going to come back to this to see how it ties in with the rest of the reading. Let's start at the top. So in the top row you have the High Priestess, the Emperor, and the Two of Pentacles. So, the High Priestess, this is very intuitive energy, and Cancer as a water sign, you're usually very intuitive, very psychic, even if you don't think so, even if you don't see it. But this is telling you to use your intuition, and I feel like it has something to do with making a choice. You have the Two of Pentacles. Remember that at the bottom of the deck, I showed you that you had the Five of Swords at the bottom. I think it was at the bottom of this deck here, the confirmation deck. And that's usually a decision where you have to be careful because there's a decision that's right for you and then there's a decision that could backfire. And then you end up with this card. This could have something to do with choosing between two people. Or, having to choose between two outcomes. The message is to use your intuition. So I feel like this is really speaking, to some of those where you're choosing between two partners or you're choosing to either stay or leave. You're going to have to really be strong. You have the energy of the Emperor, which is actually about taking control. I feel like, it's time to make decisions. It's time for change. The Two of Pentacles, this is instability. This is scattered energy. And it's right next to the Emperor, which is actually like totally the opposite of the Two of Pentacles. Energy is all over the place. Or, a relationship can be all over the place with the Two of Pentacles. This is very wishy-washy energy where there is no commitment and there is no sure thing. With the Emperor, this is a sure thing. So I feel, having said that, I feel like this could be a relationship where there's a lot of ups and downs and a lot of coming and going and nothing's for sure. In July, you have the opportunity for stability with the Emperor here. But again, with the High Priestess, this is telling you really use your intuition. Are you really feeling like this person is the one? Are you really feeling like this marriage should continue? The High Priestess is also telling you that there's plenty of signs around you to guide you. Now in the second row here, You have the Five of Pentacles, the Three of Cups, and the Eight of Swords. So let's just start here. The Three of Cups, this is a lot of happiness around you, whether you're single, coupled, dating. This is the energy of happiness, high energy of joy and laughter. It can even be marriage, but look at the energy around it. The Five of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. This is very kind of lonely energy. You may feel like somebody has completely shut you out of their lives, maybe without even letting you know why. I've been getting a lot of that in private readings lately. Somebody just kind of cutting you off for no reason. This is the energy of that, and also loneliness and isolation. And on the other side, you have the Eight of Swords, which is, you know, this feeling just really just trapped in your situation. So I feel like, you know, what these three cards are trying to tell you is that you may be feeling really cut off from someone, or you just may be feeling really lonely, and you may feel like there's no way to fix the situation. But there is a lot of happiness here. And I feel like this has something to do with what's going on in the top row. I feel like, you know, if you're not happy with what's going on in your love life, July is a time where you could really take control with the Emperor being here. This is about choices. This is about creating stability, because something's going on where you're not happy. You're feeling like you're not getting what you should, and you feel like, you know, it's completely out of your hands with the Eight of Swords, but you have the Emperor. The Emperor is telling you this is actually all in your hands. This is a time for you to take back your power when it comes to your love life, using your intuition. Now, the third row here, let's see. You have the Seven of Pentacles, the Nine of Cups, and the Ten of Pentacles. So, I mean, you have this energy of the Nine of Cups. This is everything you've been hoping for. This is the wish card. So this can be, I mean, it's hard to say in a general reading what you're wishing for, but the Nine of Cups does represent a wish, such as, you know, meeting somebody new, or getting married, taking your relationship to the next level. I see it here with the Ten of Pentacles. This is a card of marriage and stability. Again, there's that key word again, stability. Remember that at the top up there you have the Two of Pentacles. That's instability. That's a relationship that's all over the place. There's a possibility of having stability or a relationship moving to the next level, such as marriage. You know, this is a lot of happiness lined up with the Three of Cups. Again, a lot of happiness. You're getting exactly what you wanted, being really emotionally fulfilled because you took control. It's lined up with the Emperor. But this is also a message, the Seven of Pentacles. This is telling you to stop and look around what's going on in your love life right now. The Seven of Pentacles is about weighing your options. So some of you may have a choice. I mean, remember that you had a jumping card at the beginning of the reading. You had the King of Cups, which is a water sign, and at the bottom of the deck you had a fire sign, which would be Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. And there could be a choice. You need to weigh your options. Who would you be happier with? Remember that the main energy is on the Four of Pentacles, which is holding on really tight. So, I mean, it's hard to say in a general reading that thousands of people are going to watch, but I mean, the Four of Pentacles can be that maybe you're holding on really tight to something where, you know, you're cheating yourself out of true happiness. But this can also be your partner kind of resisting change, resisting maybe a higher level of commitment. Either way, you have the Emperor telling you that it's time for you to take control, because I feel like there's something going on where you feel like something's missing with the Five of Pentacles. You feel like things are not as they should be. Emotionally, you feel robbed. And then you also feel like there's no way out of this with the Eight of Swords. But there is a way out. And the Emperor is telling you what to do. This is about you taking control and weighing your options, looking at your love life very carefully, because you're very close to getting a wish here with the Nine of Cups. And this could very well be marriage or a committed relationship. Okay, so let's get a few more cards for you, see what the rest of the message is. What other message is there for the sign of Cancer for July? You have the Magician. What other message is there for the sign of Cancer for July? The Eight of Wands. And the Ten of Wands. So these three cards right here. So you have the Magician. You know, this is what I was telling you with the Emperor. Now they're both here. Both major arcanas that have to do with you. The Magician is telling you you're going to make all the magic happen in the month of July. So yes, the energy is here for you to be really happy, immensely happy with the Three of Cups. And even the Nine of Cups, the wish card. But it doesn't mean that you just sit back and see how it all plays out. The Magician is saying you have choices to make, decisions to make. And that's what I was seeing with the Two of Pentacles, choosing. On the Seven of Pentacles, weighing your options, thinking about things very carefully, strategizing what's going to bring you happiness. Because for some of you, you could be stuck with the Four of Pentacles, holding on to the way things are. And I see that here in the Eight of Swords as well. So the Magician is just telling you that, you know, be careful, you know, what you're thinking about and what you're doing, because you're writing your own love story. This could work out beautifully for you, but it could also cheat you out of happiness if you don't realize your own power. You also could have some type of either exciting communication with the Eight of Wands. This is something that comes out of nowhere. Sometimes it's communication, but sometimes it's some type of, you know, new development that you didn't expect. Something really positive and exciting. But the energy around this is, you know, the Ten of Wands, which means that you're feeling kind of, you know, burned out when it comes to your love life. You feel kind of like you don't, like you want to be done with something. Like you're tired of what's going on in your present relationship, or you just feel fed up when it comes to love altogether. The Ten of Wands is wanting to just give up on the whole thing. But I feel like something happens, you know, that kind of lights a spark with the Eight of Wands. This is something exciting, some type of new development or communication that comes out of nowhere. So just kind of looking at these cards before I move on to the confirmation deck. I mean, the Ten of Wands tells me that you've kind of reached a place where you feel like it's become too much. This baggage, you know, whatever it is that's going on in your love life, become too much. But I feel like something happens to turn that around. But you're also involved here. And the more that I've talked, I feel like the Four of Pentacles is referring to you. You may be kind of holding on to the way things are, but I mean, the Four and the Five of Pentacles is telling me if you continue like this, I feel like you may feel even more isolated, more unhappy. You feel even more stuck, when really there's an immense amount of happiness around you. But this is about you taking control, listening to your intuition and the signs. Okay, let's get a few more cards from the confirmation deck. What other message is there for the sign of Cancer for July? Five of Cups. What other message is there for the sign of Cancer? The Eight of Swords. So this is a repeat card since you have it from the other deck. And the Hermit. I'll put that there. What's the most important message that Cancer needs to hear for July 2018? Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands, this does represent a marriage. So for those of you that are already married, you may feel like your marriage is on the rocks. This could represent a sense of stability. I feel like that's been a key word for you, you know, with the Emperor being here and the Two of Pentacles. There could be issues of stability, especially with these fours here in this reading. But this could have something to do with a committed relationship leading towards marriage. You know, but there's a lot of other things going on right here, just in these three cards. The Five of Cups. You know, this represents unhappiness. You feel unhappy with what's going on in your love life. And this really, you know, it really does confirm some of the cards that I see on this side from the other deck. The Five of Cups is being really emotional and just being really disappointed in either someone that let you down or something that isn't what you thought it was going to be. Now, what you have with it is the Eight of Swords. This is a repeat card because it's over here. So I feel like there's something going on where Cancer is feeling really hopeless. I mean, I hate to say that, but that's the energy of the Eight of Swords. You feel like there's, you know, there's something really painful or something really that's bringing you down, and you feel like there's nothing you can do about it. This is about you feeling trapped, but it's just mental energy. You feel like you're trapped, but really you have every chance to change your situation. You know, with the Emperor being here, that's the message, and the Magician. You have a lot of thinking to do in the month of July. You have the energy of the Hermit. You know, and it feels with these cards that you're being shifted to a different place, like maybe to a different partner for some of you. Maybe that's why you had the King of Cups and the King of Wands. The Hermit is telling you have a lot of thinking to do when it comes to your love life, so you can see the truth. And there is some type of truth behind this Eight of Swords repeating itself, where you feel powerless, like, you know, this is just what my life is and it is what it is. But that's not why the Hermit would come up. The Hermit is telling you there's more going on than you understand. So I feel like, you know, Cancer is feeling kind of unhappy, and, you know, you feel like giving up with the Ten of Wands. But I feel like this can definitely turn around if you realize that you can make a different decision. So I feel like, you know, this reading is really speaking to those that are, you know, there's something going on in your relationship or your marriage where you're just feeling like there's no way out. Repeat card right here. And then, you know, feeling the sense of isolation, like somebody just completely shut you out. It could also be, you know, somebody cut you off communication wise. Somebody cut you off and you don't know why. You feel powerless. But, you know, even though there's challenging cards here, you also have really beautiful cards like the Three of Cups, which is also a marriage card, just like the Four of Wands. These are marriage cards, but also just means that there's a lot of joy around you, but you have to realize that you're not stuck. You can make a different decision. You need to get away from what is bringing you down, emotional poverty, the Five of Pentacles. And then down here, you know, there is a wish that could very well come true, whether, you know, that's meeting somebody new, repairing a relationship. It's right here next to another marriage card, the Ten of Pentacles, marriage and stability. But again, just like, I mean, they're right here, right next to each other. These two cards are very similar. I feel like you have a lot of thinking to do, a lot of soul searching with the Hermit to see the truth, and you need to very carefully weigh your options. It could very well be that there's more than one person. Maybe one is better for you than the other. Remember, you had the Five of Swords at the bottom of the deck when we started. It could be a decision that you're on the verge of making. Maybe you know what it is, maybe you don't. But I feel like that could very well tell you, the decision that you make could very well either make you complete or ruin everything. I mean, I hate to say that, but that's the energy of the Five of Swords. Again, main energies, Four of Swords, don't resist change. Don't hold on to something that's making you miserable. Because again, emotional poverty there. And, you know, marriage or, you know, happiness, stability is trying to come into your life here. But again, this is going to be totally up to you with the Magician being here and the Emperor. Okay, Cancer, this has been your love reading for July 2018. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will speak to you again next month.